Hi everybody, this is Antonio Giordano from Pixel. At Pixel, I am the tutor of the European Project Planning and Management International Master. Nice to virtually meet you. The current tutorial aims at providing you with some preliminary information about how to access the teaching room and how to enjoy the classroom-based part of the master. I remind you that the classroom-based part of the master will start next Monday, 16th of October, and will be over on Friday, 15th of December. So for almost 2 months, we will be together, and I will be happy to support and to guide you during the entire length of the classroom-based part of the master. Since its first edition, the European Project Planning and Management International Master has been conceived as a highly practical training, allowing a constant dialogue and exchange between the main characters within the master, the trainers and the students. So, since the first edition, we did our best in order to guarantee a constant and consistent dialogue and exchange between the students and the trainer and amongst the students themselves. As you will probably know, in the last editions of the master, it has been also conceived as a hybrid event, as a hybrid training, allowing the participation of on-site in Florence participants and online participants. But we wanted to keep this practical dimension, which is one of the main features of our master. For this reason, we realized several tools which have been used by all the students and all the trainers in our master. This tutorial tool aims at providing you with detailed information about these tools' works. All these tools have been put together within a system. I would define it as a kind of Chinese box system, and they again allow a kind of vivid and livid participation characters within our master. The system that we created in order to guarantee the participation and the exchange of online and on-site participants is structured, is organized as follows. A training website, the EuroPlan website, which incorporates an e-learning, a dedicated e-learning platform, which incorporates the Zoom functionalities. Zoom is the place where the lecture takes place, so it is the real classroom where you will meet with your online and on-site colleagues as well as with your trainers. So the first level within this Chinese box system is represented by a training website, the EuroPlan website, which is the one you are currently watching. You have been provided through email with a link to the EuroPlan training portal. Within the EuroPlan portal, in order to access the e-learning platform, you have to click on Virtual Learning Space. Then a new window will open, and then you have the possibility to log in to the e-learning platform that we created. It is password protected. For this reason, you will be asked to fill in the two boxes with username and password. You have been provided with username and passwords via a dedicated email you will have received. Within the current tutorial, I will be using my username and password. Even more, I will guide you through two different logins. The first one to the 12th edition of the master, the one that you will be attending, in order to show you how to enter also for those who will be in Florence. The second login will be to the last edition, to the previous one, to the 11th edition, because I want to show you some further functionalities that we put within our virtual learning space. So, using another account, we are now in the virtual learning space related to the 11th edition of the master. So it is written over there. The structure of the control panel is exactly the same as the one that we saw before, with course program, virtual rooms, information board, and the presentation form. What is completely different is that this training, this edition of the master, is already over. There is no upcoming lecture. There is no daily lesson. So let's see what happens to the course program. First of all, the main difference, there is no possibility to enter the teaching room because there is no lecture today, there won't be any lesson tomorrow, and so on. But I decided to switch to the 11th edition of the master so that I can explain you all the functionalities which were not visible in the 12th edition of the master. The structure, once again, is more or less the same, with date, title, trainer, and downloads. Let's start with the date. So the date is the correct one because the 11th edition of the master started on Monday 17th of October. Your edition will start on Monday 16th of October. Then the title edition of that I showed before was just YouTube tutorial. Here there are exactly the title of the modules because the course program is structured, is divided and organized in modules. As you will see, the length of the modules can be different. There are some modules lasting for an entire week. For example, module 1.1 lasts from Monday up to Friday. There are some other modules lasting less, for example, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, and so on. Because we decided to divide the program on the basis of the topics to be discussed by each single trainer. So as you can see here, you will find, for example, module 3.4, it lasts only for 2 days. Even more about the trainer, there are some trainers covering an entire module. For example, module 1.1 is done completely by Andrea Peraldo. But there are some trainers covering more than just one module. For example, during the second week, Elisabetta Delle Donne covers module 1.2 and module 2.1. Let's move to those buttons which were not available in the fake edition of the 12th edition that I showed you before. Because you can find at the end of each module 2 different buttons, test and evaluation. Test, it is Pixel evaluating you and evaluating the skills and the competencies that you acquired within that specific module. It is a test composed by 10 questions, 3 answers for each question, 1 is correct. So it is us evaluating you and the skills that you acquired. But as we believe in the feedbacks provided by our students, there is also this evaluation. It is you evaluating the training contents, the methodologies which have been used within that module, the skills of the trainer for that specific module, and you are also free and you are also invited to leave your comment about the module, about the methodologies, the trainer, the contents, and so on. So it's a kind of double evaluation. Pixel evaluating you and you evaluating Pixel and the trainer. If we move to downloads, there are 2 extra buttons that were not visible in the fake edition that I showed you before. First of all, materials. If we click on materials, you will find a link to a Google Drive folder, which will be shared with all the participants in the master. Within this folder, you will find subfolders divided into modules, renamed after each single module. Within each specific subfolder, you will find all the documents, all the handouts, all the links, which have been made available by the trainer for that specific module, because the trainer thinks that those materials are crucial for you to be used during the lesson, after the lesson, and so on. Even more, you will find also the practical activities to be done with your colleagues. So it's a kind of working space where you will have the opportunity to find the documents to be used in order to increase your knowledge. Then download. So there was a topic within a specific lecture which was quite hard for you, and you want to refresh what has been explained by the trainer, or you left a bit earlier, or you felt sick and you did not attend that specific lecture. Don't worry at all, because all the lectures will be recorded and you will have the opportunity to access the streaming of each specific lecture. In this case, for this lecture, there are two different files, the morning session and the afternoon session, so that in every moment you will have the opportunity to refresh your knowledge, to acquire that knowledge that maybe you missed, and so on. So those are the extra functionalities that we put within the course program. Now that we have been discussing about the course program, let's move to the other functionalities that you will find in your control panel. Virtual rooms, in this case, once available, there will be a direct link to the main teaching room. Now it is not possible because there is no ongoing lecture. Information board. It's a space that me, as tutor of the master, will be using in order to share some news, some information with you, in particular when we will start the internship process. But there will be enough time to discuss about that. Then, we have been discussing about all the main functionalities. In order to leave the virtual learning space, you have to click on Logout, and it will be enough. So I've been showing you all the main tools that we have been producing in order to have this kind of live and online teaching room where the classroom-based part of the master will be held. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. I hope it will be useful for you. Anyway, I will be at your complete disposal when the master will start. I look forward to meeting all of you online or on site, and see you soon. Bye.